3, 2, 1. Got the thinking. So the reason I picked Shang-Chi, Legends of the Seven Rings, is I like the colour aspect from the background and the way that we used framework. We had the discussion of point of control, which I think was the background of it.
Yeah, it was the background LEDs. Yeah.
Helped with the point of control, and we had a wee bit of downstage lighting, which you see on the actor's face, which I liked about that.
Also set a nice like purpley room tone.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, the room tone of, which then ties into Seth's point, which would be why we picked the area where we shot.
We had like obviously we couldn't film outside, so instead we used a projector to sort of display the background aspect, which was the room tone and, like William said, the point of control. Obviously there's only like one room with a projector, so we had to use that one.
Yeah, we used the main studio along with where was it? Yeah, no, we used the main studio along with where the stage and stuff was. We were originally going to shoot on the stage, but then we couldn't get the right angle and stuff, and it was too high up.
The tripod couldn't get high enough.
The tripod couldn't sort of like get high enough to where me and William, who are 6 foot tall, were really in frame. And the original shot is of like a skyscraper.
Yeah.
And you see like the background lights of like Tokyo, Neo sort of.
Neo China.
Yeah, Neo China sort of aspect to it.
Even though it was like our brief was meant to be indoors, it was actually a nice wee shooting bit that we got, which it didn't feel that was indoors, but it felt like you were in that sort of element.
Yeah, it's like the hardest part though of where we filmed was we couldn't get the same depth obviously as what the film got, because obviously it was a live set of people in skyscrapers, and there's a lot more depth than one big room.
Yeah, that's true.
Along with like obviously we couldn't get the same background lights and stuff, and same display colours. But
we just got a random one on YouTube.
Yeah, we improvised.
The random one actually helped.
No, it worked. It worked
then
quite well.
with the main light, we didn't actually have a normal white light. We actually had it going strobe lighting, so that helped it a wee bit.
Yes, I forgot about the strobe lighting. Then we had two apertures.
We had two wee small apertures, which was to sort of give the colour tones.
They were sort of different colour, but different hue of it.
So
one was sort of pinkish.
Yeah, one was a pinky purple.
We set one past the main lights, and then I was holding another one.
There was a backlight, and there was like a front light for the colour, which allowed us to get like the depth and stuff. Because in the scene, the light changes even throughout it, which we couldn't really do. We just sort of had the solid state of colour the entire way through.
I know the aperture, the mini apertures. You can, if you have the app, you can change.
Well,
you can set up the scenes for them, but since we didn't know that at the time.
And as well, the amount of time we had really to record it.
Yeah.
So it was a bit rough getting the recording done.
I know the biggest thing we focused on was trying to get your shoulder or William's shoulder.
My shoulder
out of focus.
And also to get the lighting on his side as well.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest issue, was that we're trying to expose.
It was getting the height proportions and stuff.
Yeah.
Up and over my shoulder, getting enough of William in frame, and still like the depth and stuff of my shoulder being out of focus, but then coming into focus sort of on the lean in.
We couldn't isolate the purple colour on one of your faces and settled on both of them, which wasn't.
Which then in turn as well also like led to the lighting on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Like during this shoot, we figured out lighting is simple, but at the same time difficult to
it's really hard if you don't have like the amount of room that we really wanted, along with like the depth we wanted.
Yeah.
Then because we had all lighting set up perfectly, but we couldn't get the shot perfect, where we were focusing on the shot a bit more, I think.
Yeah.
Which to a degree in the future we probably should focus on the lighting. Not as much as the shot. Because I think even though we were still one of the first sort of teams done,
still we took
quite a long time.
I think we did the shot or the recreation, then we sort of like, okay, this lighting's not similar at some points.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that we need to do next time we do it, is try to focus more on the lighting aspect and then just trying to get the framing wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
suppose.
it's good beginners.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can only really do so much on our first go around. Like, I mean, the next few shots we'll sort of have lined up. It'll hopefully be a lot easier.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, at least the shot I was sort of thinking of picking, it's quite just front lighting with a wee bit of room tone
Warm, isn't it?
and stuff. Yeah, it's quite warm and
Like compared to the
It's more-
new
yeah,
one where
yeah.
it's multiple different color lighting.
it's different color
Yeah.
lighting. The lighting
It's
changes
main-
mid scene.
yeah.
There's
I might change
levels
the
of depths and
one of
stuff.
the pictures or scenes I was thinking of doing to see one where it's a bit more clear. What different
Well, I mean,
lighting to
it
use.
doesn't really matter that much because we are using we've got like so many photos each.
Yeah.
Because that gives us like room to pick and choose
At least we've
and stuff.
I'd say from the photos that we've got taken or planning on doing, I'd say that one would have been probably up there with difficulty wise, since it has different lightings, different room tones.
So it was quite
Even-
fun though.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
it was fun to do, but I think if anything, it benefited throwing ourselves sort of into the deep end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it helped us understand how difficult lighting
Yeah.
is.
Because if we were to go with an easy one light sort of scene,
It gets boring.
Yeah, it could have got boring. Maybe didn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah,
Nor have to actually think about the lighting plan and stuff. Which
like that's something I wish I did a lighting plan for this one, so I wish I did multiple instead of just one, so we could see what way it could have gone. So
Yeah.
I think my first lighting plan wasn't the best, so we just swapped it over to one on the fly.
yeah,
So if we had multiple, just try them out, and again we could always change it to a different one.
It goes back to your point where we need to shift our focus to lighting. Because once the lighting's set up, then we can probably focus on the shot and it's easier. Whereas we're focusing on the shot, then lighting, then shot, then lighting.
yeah.
And it's just not as structured as well.
I mean, being able to sort of edit on the fly though, like the lighting and stuff, because I mean, we done how many shot recreations? Like I mean, about 5 or 6.
5 of them, then we also
And then
during
we
the
were
time we're taking
and
photos
stuff
just
to
to
make
see.
sure the lighting and
Yeah.
all was okay. Which I mean, we even done the
Then
same for
also-
setting up this year interview.
Also the height wise, we also try to get us in frame, which was also
it was getting
That
the
was
framing
quite
and stuff
hard.
because of it. I mean, obviously, like,
we're tall.
I mean, we're tall. The tripod maybe didn't go up to the right height.
So you had to walk, it was a tricky shot, but you had to walk in frame
Yeah.
Yeah.
at a certain point where your head was similar to where the actor's head was.
Yeah.
And that was quite hard we had to like stick tape on the floor.
Yeah, we had to like sort of plot out where we were gonna like stop and stuff, and then it was quite hard as well because like walking in the set. I mean,
Kind of.
I had to stop myself.
From
Like on the last scene, which actually was the one we went
That was
with.
the best one, yeah.
I stopped because I was about to laugh, and then had to walk into frame. And I was so happy William was able to keep his composure.
yeah.
Like,
Which was a good shot.
It was the best one.
Even like sort of maybe like the acting side, the replication side is a bit tricky as well.
well, yeah, I mean,
Well, we're
we
not
haven't
actors.
done-
Yeah, we're not
yeah,
actors.
we're the people behind the cameras normally,
Yeah.
not in front of them. But
Overall, I thought it was
yeah,
I'm
some
quite
bits
happy
that
with-
we need to
Yeah.
redo, but apart from that, that's how it was.
I think for a first shot, I'm quite happy.
yeah, definitely first shot with the like, I think the level of difficulty we had sort of picked for the first shot, it turned out quite well. Like, I don't even think some of the other teams picked hard shots really.
They had more focus on one sort of lighting colour, since I know
Yeah.
one team had red, so at least it had that. But again,
We had like live lighting that constantly changes, like
Yeah.
the strobing.
Which, if anything, as well, yeah, we were to have like a strobe sort of
Yeah.
like stuttering light
Yeah.
because there was like an offside sort of flashing light in the scene.
yeah,
But we didn't have really the equipment to have that set up on the day. But I mean, with the plan for the next shoot, hopefully we'll have like a better lighting plan situated.
better understanding of what we're doing.
And
Yeah.
we'll know like what lights exactly we want, how many key lights, aperture lights, sort of background lights for.
And one
highlight.
thing, we didn't know how to work the wee MC lights properly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So now we've sort of gotten used to using the lightings. Like, we knew how to light the subject, but we didn't know how to use the equipment properly. We're like on the fly, it's like, okay, a quick lesson in how to use it, and that was it. But after a while, we got used to it.
Yeah.
So,
Which, I mean, that's the thing, is like, I mean, actually using the equipment, we've been using it a lot more recently. It means, like, I mean, come the end of our shot recreations, they'll be near enough perfect.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
Like it really is just down to us learning how to use the equipment.
That was most of the time, really, setting up and learning, and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not most of the time, but I mean, it.
I mean, yeah.
Significant
That's what
portion.
that's what took a lot of the duration of.
Definitely
of
showed
it
that.
was getting the lighting set up, having what brightness levels, color, temperature, then the wee small aperture lights, setting them up, and then rehearsing the acting in it. And that wasn't like. Then it was also just getting the positioning and stuff because the acting was okay. It was then just getting the positioning in the frame, the speed of which the flow went, and stuff, and then also just getting the shot done.
Yeah.
Because I mean, 6 attempts.
6 attempts, and I think the last one we got was just perfect.
Yeah,
It was good, yeah.
Good.
that does.
I think that's good. I know we spoke for a while, so